Hello, Captains. This is Kent again, and welcome to the Flight Show. So, I am now rocking my first video since Prepared has upgraded to 4.5. And one of the things that they have tweaked is the night lighting. So, I thought this would be a good opportunity to see and show off what differences there are with the night lighting. So, we're doing a flight. This is actually in my Pilot's Life series, since I'm flying with Lufthansa. And it's a flight from Brussels to Frankfurt. So I'm actually just getting everything prepared. Some stuff's already been taken care of, but I thought I'd do a little of this with you, but not too much. So our cruising altitude is going to be flight level 250. Put that in there. Okay, we've got our irises going. Wind, we can request. You do what you do. Alright, so then we go to flight plan, and our departure information is we will be coming up on which looks like Spiff. Let's see here. We already have our runway, so we'll come over here, and there we go. Spiff F. Insert, and our landing. Our arrival will be, let's see here. Have we been chosen our runway? I don't think so. Yeah, so we'll do an ILS for runway 7. And our star is going to be Uno. Let's see, it'll be Uno 7. Oh, we don't have that one. So we're going to have to do Uno. Let's see, where are we at? Huh, that's interesting. Our particular star that we want's not here. So I'll figure that out when we get in the air. Gotta do some researching. Alright, so that's taken care of. So fuel, do our 0 weight, got that going. And let's see. We'll be doing a flaps 1 takeoff. So now we have our V speeds. Excellent. Alright, I think we are now ready to let them continue on with their checklists. So let's see here. Close cargo door and aft. As soon as they button up, we will move on with the procedures.
Before start checklist.
Windows and doors.
Closed and locked.
APU.
Set on.
APU bleed.
What's he got to say with the bleed? Needs a minute to get it on, that's what he needs. Alright, we're going to step out of the cockpit for just a second so I can load my flight plan over here in my electronic flight bag, which I should show you. It's right here, so I already have made the flight plan. There we go. They're going on with their checklist, but I'm going to go ahead and get the departure going. And again, we're taking off on runway 1, and we are using the transition, the SID. Here we go, and there we go. That's done.
1025.
1025. Check beacon lights.
On.
ATC.
Auto.
Checklist complete.
Alright, so if that checklist is complete, now it's just listening to GSX, so let's get this show on the road. Alright. Move this over here. Request pushback and departure. Nose right.
We have ice conditions at the moment. All clear for engine start when the push is complete and the apron is clear.
Ah, so it's got cold on us.
Good day, Captain. We're waiting for some apron traffic while the tuck positions, and we'll be pushing in a couple of minutes. Ensure the parking brake is set, please.
It's set, so do your thing.
Locking the gear now. Tuck is in position and bypass pin is inserted. Apron is now clear, ready for push. Release parking brakes. Clear behind, commencing push. We have ice conditions at the moment. All clear for engine start when the push is complete and the apron is clear.
Yeah, I should have done that sooner, but what are you gonna do? Keep it pushing! But since it's icing conditions, we're not starting engines just yet, so just roll with it. All I know is if it's cold enough to be icing conditions, I think you should have on a little bit more clothes. But that's just me. But I'm not your mom, so do what you do. Just saying, it might be a little chilly out there, and I'm trying to help you out. So we know our altitude is going to be 12,000. I'm not using ATC, so how do I know it's going to be 12,000? Because I said it was going to be 12,000. Exactly. Okay, that's all taken care of. It's not going to be too long of a taxi anyway. But I do have to say, the Brussels scenery just looks killer. Although I'm having an issue with my however you pronounce it. And see, when I upgraded to 4.5, I haven't been able to get the even shades to run because it crashes, and I need to, get the textures and the shaders right, so that I think that drowning out of light would be different once I get all that loaded. We'll see.
Pushback complete, set parking brakes.
Alright, we'll set parking brake. What are we looking like on these checklists? Seems a little fat. There we go. No, that was right, because that looks a little thin. Alright, we'll let him do his thing. And then we will do our checklists. But the lighting is distinctly different, and it looks nice. Truth be told, it looks more like X-Plane 11 than the previous did. And X-Plane 11's lighting looked really good. Got to give credit where credit is due. Alright, so they're disconnected. So did he give us the go-ahead? I think he did.
Clear left and clear right. Disconnecting now. Have a good flight. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
2.
Aircraft's now clear. Start the engines at your own discretion.
Was I a little early? Who cares? Alright, so that's starting up.
Parking brakes are set. Engine 2 is stabilized.
Starting number 1.
Alright, we are rocking. And this is not going to be a long flight at all, by the way. Alright, engine's kicking in. That's good. Let's just get over here. Copy that. There we go.
Engine 1 is stabilized.
Great. Checklist. They got me waiting. Everything's looking good. Ooh, that lighting looks good.
After start checklist.
Engine mode selector.
Set.
APU bleed.
Set off.
APU master.
Set off.
Ground spoilers.
Set.
Rudder trim.
Checked 0.
Pitch trim.
Set.
Flaps.
Flaps 1.
Flight controls.
Alright.
Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Rudder. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Check. Anti-ice.
Off.
ECAM status.
Checked.
ECAM door page.
Checked.
Hand signal.
Received.
Checklist complete.
Taxiing checklist.
Exterior lights.
Checked.
Brake check. Brake
Pedal
check.
pressed. Checked 0. Checked.
Auto brakes.
Max.
Takeoff data.
Reviewed.
FCU.
Checked.
Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. Weather radar. Power supply. Wind shear.
Checked and set.
TO config.
Set.
Checklist complete.
Alright, and we are on it. Okay, so in my electronic flight bag, I am telling it that we are taxiing out to runway 1, so it's filling up the path. Although this one's a no-brainer. You could have known this was the route we were going to go, but that's okay. Yeah, I could definitely say that the lighting looks better. Alright. By and large, I want to try to keep this around 10. Alright, there we go. 10 knots, that is. We're at 12, I can live with that. Keep going. There we go. Stars out. Frame rate smooth as glass. Loving it. Alright, when we get to this set of lights, we're going to kind of go off to the left. Alright. Then we turn here. Alright, we're going to be crossing the runway right here. Let's see. We'll start the checklist after we cross the runway. Things are looking good. In our Aerosoft Lufthansa Airbus 119. I'm rather liking it. Okay. Alright, we're crossing the runway right about now. We'll pretend that air traffic control gave us clearance, so that's cool. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do this checklist. Never mind that.
Flight attendant seats for before takeoff checklist.
Brake temperature.
Checked.
Brake fans.
Off.
Engine mode selector.
Check normal.
TCAS.
TARA tilt above.
Exterior lights. Exterior lights.
On.
Sliding tables.
Stowed.
Stowed. Checklist complete.
Loving it. Alright. We're lining up on the runway, and then we're going to get out of this bad boy. And it says set takeoff thrust. So we'll pretend we're getting clearance, and then we are out of here. Alright. Get ready. And here we go.
Takeoff. Man, toga, SRS and runway.
Check. Thrust set.
Excellent.
Rotate. Positive climb.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Navigation.
Check. Exterior lights.
Oh, and there goes that turn. It's a sharp one.
Gear.
Flaps are up. Yeah, the night scenery is phenomenal. It really looks good, or at least it looks good to me. Alright. Hey, why are you still up?
Climb thrust.
Yeah, I forgot.
The after takeoff checklist.
Engine mode selector.
Check normal.
Spoiler.
Disarmed.
Flat.
There we go.
Check retracted.
Landing gear.
Gear up, lights off.
Exterior lights.
Checked.
Tack.
Both on.
Anti-ice.
Off.
TCAS.
Set.
Altimeter.
1025.
Bring that
1,
thrust
0,
back.
2, 5.
What are you
Check.
doing?
Checklist complete.
I had you on climb.
Transition.
Oh, that's
all
right.
three.
Turn it off.
Arrow reference set and
And
cross
turn
check.
it on again.
Check.
Then put it on climb. No, that did not do it. Alright, we're coming back. Now, before we lose too much, we are on climb, so that's good. Alright. And what we'll do is we'll turn that off. Turn it on again.
Autopilot on.
Okay. So now you get a nice chance to see the night scenery. That looks a whole lot different than it used to. And I venture to say, looks a whole lot more realistic. As we do our short little flight to Brussels. Okay, so we have now departed. I will bring you back when we're at cruise altitude.
2000. Passing 10.
Okay, here we are at cruising altitude. Thought I'd give you a couple of visuals, giving you a chance to see the night lighting provided by Prepar3D V4.5. We're kind of in the rural area, so there's not a ton to see, but you cannot help but appreciate the beautiful lighting effects. So we have the roads off in the distance there, looking a lot like it would if you were coming in on the night flight. Alright, we'll bring you back when it's time for top of descent. Initiate descent.
Initiating descent.
FMA check.
What do we want? We want discontinuity. So direct. There we go. I think it's safe to say that I'm still learning this Airbus, but that's all right. We're having fun learning it. All right, we will bring you back when we get a little bit closer. Alright, so we are on final, or we're about to turn on final right now. So, just give me a second. Alright, we should be seeing the localizer come alive very soon. Alright, localizer is alive.
Localizer captured.
Excellent. So we can go ahead and lower our speed. So now you're getting a really good appreciation of what the night lighting is as we approach Frankfurt. It seems to me it looks decidedly different than before. And I'm liking it myself. I'd be appreciative of you leaving a comment, tell me what you think about the night lighting. But so far so good. Alright. Approach is live. Glide slope is live, rather. Go to flaps 2.
Speed check. Flaps 2.
Let's see where we are on the checklist. So we seem to be alright. He hasn't let the gear down yet. Glide slope is alive.
Gear down.
We can go ahead and lower our speed. And we can give it our flaps.
Speed check. Flaps 3.
Flaps full.
Speed check. Flaps 4.
Right, we've armed the speed brakes. And we're almost at arming the approach. We'll do it now. Alright, we are descending. Okay, speed looks good. Glide slope looks good. We could be doing a category 3, but I'm going to take command in just a second. Yeah, everything is looking the way it should. Alright, for effect, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the dome. And let's see here. And let's go ahead and take command. Anything else I need? Set that target speed. That is the target speed. I don't know what that was. Clearly I don't fully understand this aircraft yet, but we're just going to go with it. Alright. My aircraft.
Autopilot off.
Alright, I'm going to zoom in here because I have my instruments on a screen just below
2,500.
So this helps me zoom in and then focus on the runway. I say, flying with instruments, so now I'm a little low. So I'm pulling it up just a bit. It looks good. As far as, you know, my feelings for Prepar3D version 4.5, I haven't gotten in the weeds as to all the changes that were made and being able to test it, but as far as the lighting, the night lighting is concerned, that's one of the most obvious things that they addressed, and I have to say that they've done a good job. This could make me want to do more night flights. Okay. Still a tad low, but not much. Our speed is good. The localizer is good. Into the glide slope because we're a little low. Alright, now we're spot on.
1,000.
Traffic.
Get out of my way. I'm on approach. I'm not even trying to have.
Traffic.
Not using ATC. There we go. Yes, I will be getting a new flight yoke soon, but first I've got to fix my car. But as soon as that's done, I'm really looking to get a quality flight yoke. It is amazing to me that Saytech has really had this market
500.
cornered. And now they've been bought. I mean, it's not even Saytech anymore, but it's just...
Flight slope.
400.
There's not a ton of variety of affordable flight yokes. Now, everybody's waiting for the...
300.
You know, the release of Honeycomb. That's not till July. So I don't know. Alright, here we go. We're going to turn off auto throttle.
200.
Okay, I command the throttle. A little off, but we're going to correct for that.
100.
Alright. And we're going to go idle. Oh, long landing.
50, 40,
It's all right.
30, 20, retard, 5.
Ground spoilers. Reverse screen. $70 knots.
Alright.
Auto brakes off.
Runway right here. Excellent. Alright.
APU on.
Let's quickly see what that looked like.
After landing checklist.
I am much more comfortable landing Boeings than I am Airbus. And I think a lot of it is psychological, because I'm using a flight yoke, but we know that Airbus uses a flight stick. And I don't have a left-handed flight stick just yet, but I'm working on that. And so just the feel of what I should be experiencing comes into play. But then it's also the auto throttles. It's so unlike Boeing's. So when I have to manually control the thrust, I'm not quite comfortable yet as to what I should be doing is the exact procedure. So you're thinking about all these things, and obviously that resulted in me not getting down as quickly as I wanted to. But, you know, you keep flying, you get better and better at it. I'm just excited because now that I got another flight under my belt for a pilot's life, so that's cool. Alright, here we are. Correcting. Nice ground lighting. Retard. Alright. That is respectable. I like it. You know, ever since I had my Frontier flight and I kind of had this position, I think this is a highly underrated wing view. So I thought I would rekindle that feeling as I saw the airport. Not that it was Frankfurt, I was landing in Las Vegas, but I really like this particular view. Here we go. Whoa. And that airport background. Alright, let's get this aircraft to the gate. Okay, so we're going to go to C8. C8 is heavy. So we're not going to do 8. We're going to do 5. Because that's medium. And really we're small, but that's okay. Alright. No, we're not going to warp. And we're going to change this to C5. Okay. Okay, so we'll turn up here. And we'll bring her in. So I really appreciate everybody joining me for this particular flight. I wanted everyone to see, if you haven't upgraded to Prepar3D V4.5, you know, get a look at its night visuals and see if this is a definite improvement. I would say that it is an improvement. I really have to give X-Plane 11 a lot of credit for its nighttime visuals. But I will definitely say that this new update to Prepared has made it more than worth it in terms of the upgrade to the night visuals. The lighting is much more realistic in my humble opinion, and then you share that nighttime visuals with Frankfurt Airport, and it's just really stunning. I don't know if you can see it, but if you also say, this is one of the first times I'm really noticing the night sky, even though I'm on the ground and in a lit area, which there's a limit to what you would see because of light pollution. But I think just when you bring it all together, this is definitely a welcome update. I haven't gone through, I've gone through the entire list just to read it, but I haven't really looked and explored how those updates and new features that have come in have been employed. I'll probably look at it sometime this weekend. But all that is to say that I'm pleased so far, and it's once again updating to make this a much better product. Now, there are your X-Plane people, there are your Prepared people, but I think having both around is actually to the benefit of consumers. And the reason is, I'm going to give you an example of EA Sports John Madden Football. It used to have a competitor, 989 Sports, and you know, and they'd go head-to-head releasing a football game. And it actually got to the point where I love playing football on Xbox. And it really got to the point where I was feeling like 989 Sports might overtake EA Sports. But as it turned out, EA Sports got an exclusive contract with a license for the NFL, and then only they could do NFL football. And here's the problem with that. It got to the point that Madden was lax. Like, they would just do these incremental updates, and the game was actually kind of sucky. But what could you do? There was no other person to go to play football. And so I feel like that exclusive contract had actually made EA Sports lazy, in my opinion, because they didn't have a competitor to make them push the envelope. And so, you know, they're like, the public will like what we give them, you know, sort of mentality. But that is not the problem. You didn't have that with the flight sim world, because you had Prepared, you had you know, Flight Simulator 10, and then you had X-Plane. And with Flight Simulator 10 going the way of the dodo bird because of Dovetail totally screwing up their thing with Flight Sim World, and though they still, you can still download and play Flight Simulator 10, however, they're not. Some companies aren't even doing any more material for it or updates for it. So you're pretty much limited to Prepared 10. But I think that X-Plane Prepared rivalry will help to keep both games top-notch and pushing the envelope, and I'm glad to see that. I think it's a healthy competition. Well, alright, it seems that we are now back, and I'm going to turn off these lights up here because they're drowning everything out. Alright, so let's just get our marshaller up here and bring it home. Alright. It's a little bright. I'm going to have to work on my shaders, so I apologize about that. I've been having some issues. But that's alright. We'll get it taken care of. Alright. There we go. Alright. We'll lock our brakes. And we will ask for the external power, ground power, because I didn't turn on the APUs, too busy talking. Options, no. We want ground services, and we want these two brought in, wheel chocks. And as soon as we get that ground power going, let's see. Have they brought it out yet? Hold on, we just need our APU. There we go. Now we can cut engines. Okay, so let's go ahead and deboard. I'm glad that you tuned in with me for all of my supporters and the supporters of the channel, more so. You're not really my supporters. I think that's a little vain to say. But again, I hope you enjoyed the flight, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again in the virtual skies. Please feel free to leave a comment. Tell me what you thought, maybe things that you'd want to see. See, my co-pilot just turned all the lights back on. I have nothing to say about that. But anyway, thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.